Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have the exclusive recap of the, there's nothing exclusive about my channel. We've got all of the content here for Clayton and Susie, describing for the first time what they went through with Claytgate, the old TikTok heard around the world just 6 days ago. Can you imagine this? A lot has happened in 6 days. They discuss how they disprove the TikTok, how Susie mentions she wanted to give the TikToker grace while Clayton wanted to make her pay the price. We're going to get into all of that. As you guys know, I love to scrape the barrel in the off season. There isn't much content going on.
Barrel scraping day.
So as I've been scraping the barrel, apparently I'm creating an offspring of barrel scrapers.
Nation news stories of the week, and boy, am I scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Hey, Zach, we can all scrape the barrel. There's plenty of barrel to be scraped. We're going to get into that. I'll be scraping the barrel on Patreon today, patreon.com/Dave Neal. If you want to join my private membership-only live stream, 10 a.m. Pacific time, we'll be going live for a couple hours today. Now that I'm demonetized on Instagram, that's right, your boy got demonetized on Instagram. Why? I don't know. Is it the new haircut? What could it have been? Was it the whiteness under my eyes? You don't like a guy who's could use some white blood cells or whatever? I don't know why, but anyway, I'm demonetized and we're scraping the barrel nonetheless, so find us over there. Here's the conversation. There's 3 clips. They're kind of long. Let's just get into it.
Some madness that's been going on. The internet is an absolutely crazy place. Can you just basically catch us up on everything that's been going on with this whole cheating scandal, fake cheating scandal?
Yeah, it was crazy. So
It sure was.
It's actually brought us to navigate a lot of just new territory conversations in general. But I was working a wedding. I'm a videographer. I was in California working, and I just finished filming the ceremony of a wedding, and
Has a real job, folks. Gotta love her.
I get all these tags and notifications to my phone. I open a couple and I see this video and everyone's like speculating, oh, it's Clayton and Susie. And there's a TikToker who made a video saying that that the most recent Bachelor who's, with his girl still, she hooked up with him the night before. And she's like, I feel so bad for the girl. And I'm like, well, I know it's not Clayton. Like in my mind, I'm like.
By the way, they're in the car driving from Arizona on his road trip as he moves back to her town of Virginia Beach. So you'll see some the red rocks in the background. Just beautiful. Nothing like a great American road trip.
Well, obviously not. Like I just know. And then she's like, but I messaged the girl, and I was like, let me go to this girl's page. I clicked my messages. And I've got a message from her, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like wow. There is no way. Of course, in that moment, my stomach dropped because I was just like, what? Like, I just couldn't have even fathomed Clayton of all people. Like, I just genuinely have so much trust in him as a good human being before anything else. And then I see a text from him, and he's like, oh my gosh, there's people speculating online. Like, this is crazy. And we FaceTime immediately, and I was like, and he's in his brother's apartment in Arizona. This is the day after supposedly that she was with him. Not even 24 hours after she's saying she was with him.
Great eyebrow game today by Susie. Credit where it's due.
I continue about my night. I immediately feel better. But of course you get that initial just shock. Because who would make that up? Who would make that up? It's the weirdest thing to me that somebody would go into my DMs. And not only that, but post a public video. So the public video thing made it seem way weirder. And I was with my one of my employers and a good friend of mine, he's my trainer as well, and immediately he was right there with me, and he's like, it's fake. He's like, there's a TikTok, this is not real, there's no way this is real. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so. Clayton and I FaceTimed. I felt better, went about my night. We weren't gonna address it because we were obviously this is for clout, but then for me, I saw people questioning Clayton, and Clayton did kind of come out and share his location with the public because he's like, y'all, I've been in Arizona for several days now. This is just crazy. And then I was like, okay, I cleared it with Clayton first, but I was like, I want to post something because I trust you. I know, we know this isn't real, but for everyone speculating, I personally, I'm Clayton just can't catch a break. He's gotten so much.
By the way, so there's people online going, why do they keep talking about it? This is the most fascinating thing happening on the show, okay? This is fascinating.
Criticism and, he's just faced a lot, I feel and this is not okay. It's like slander of his name is how I felt. So I was like, well, I'm gonna come out and say something because Clayton can share his location and share that information, but like there's more than just his location. Like there's like I was talking to him while he was in Arizona.
Digital receipts. Now, it is technically defamation if they would prove that Sasha operated with malice, with malicious intent, like she knew she was lying. Sasha might have been catfished. We'll never know.
An hour before this girl said that she was with him in New York City. So I'm like, there's no way he could be there in that amount of time.
It's 100% slander of Clayton's name, of y'all's relationship.
If we prove that she was lying, you have to prove that she was lying with malicious intent. She'd have to be like, oh yeah, I knew it was a lie all the time. I was just doing it for clout. She's operating under the belief that she was catfished. What we think about it doesn't matter, you know.
I like how you said, though, that it made y'all ask a lot of questions with each other. What were some of those?
So, I mean, I've been cheated on before, and actually I found out through a DM. A girl messaged me on a DM, yeah.
Wow.
So, which like, that's, for me, I'm like, that's girl power, you know? Like, that's like, hey, I didn't know this situation, but here's the reality. And like, I respect a woman for like having the guts to do that. So getting that DM, like as much as I thought like there's just no way, I told the girl and I was like, I respect it. Like if you believe this to be true, like I respect the fact that you think you're doing the right thing, but why would you post a TikTok about this? Why would you like that immediately is like a red flag as far as like, you know, didn't even give me really time to respond to the message that she sent me. She went ahead and like posted a TikTok an hour later.
And she's apologized, but that's the big thing. Like if you had any doubt whatsoever, you would let me respond to it. I immediately denied it. Clayton denied it, this and that. She kind of did her due diligence. Hey, he's cheating on you and roll camera.
Okay.
And
oh wow, that was the timing?
That was the timing.
I think it was about an hour later.
Oh, so she was okay, so she was coming for the clap.
So what were her exact words? Like, how did she tell you, and then an hour later, just go ahead and post that?
She sent me this like several paragraphs of like, this is what happened, like basically like the details of what supposedly happened that night, and like a screenshot or a.
By the way, how funny is this? Like Mike Johnson looks like he's in an Apple commercial, right? He got the white background, and then you got Brian Abs over here. He's got a client like right next to him waiting to get a chiropractor massage, and he's like, "Hold on, we got to get the tea first." I love he's got the scrubs on.
Picture of what was supposedly Clayton's phone, which was not his phone. It wasn't in his phone case. Like it just wasn't real. But as of course, I'm like at this wedding. I didn't even see that it said New York City. So I just like got that stomach drop and initial feeling, but then yeah, exactly. Like,
oh, she didn't know it was New York City, so she thought, oh, maybe she was cheating in Arizona.
Quickly, I was like, okay, this is like super fishy. Like, what is going on? And yeah, it did lead to conversations because I mean, I think Clayton for a little bit thought like he was like, if I'm being honest, he was like, I think you're being a little too compassionate with this person because I was like, you know, like, and I was being nice to her because at one point she started to freak out and she was like, I'm getting so much hate. Like, this is scary. Like, this is horrible. And I was like, well, you posted a public TikTok about.
Now, so she is getting a lot of hate. Sasha, I've been in communication with her. She's worried about future jobs looking her up now. And that's kind of like she played with fireworks and she blew a finger off. Like I said yesterday, if you have any fingers left after your fireworks, tap it on the like button.
Oh, ruining what you thought was an engagement and like a potential like marriage and stuff. And but I also like, I mean, I saw what Clayton went through with the show and with a lot of people, you know, criticizing him and sending him horrible messages. And we both agreed. We're like, okay, this is not, we don't want her to like go through trauma, even if she did make a really big mistake.
I can say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it just led to conversations of like, how do we navigate this in the future? Like, and also just like coming down to like
you keep your location services on.
Trust, which we both really trust. I mean, I trust Clayton more than like any guy I've ever met. He's like just got the most like pure intentions and like genuine soul that I would never ever imagine this to happen. But it just like, yeah, brought up a lot of topics of conversation. How do we navigate this in the future if it's to happen? Like, how do you deal with a public relationship? Because today we came to this big realization that like the only times that we like fight or argue, it's never about like us. It's about the weird situations that we have been thrown into because of like a public relationship. Like this example, which we weren't fighting about it by any means, but we did have some like just tough conversations for like the future of like what are our expectations for each other and stuff like that. And yeah, we realized today it's like this is like such new territory, and like we don't know who to lean on to navigate this stuff, so we just have to lean on each other.
Lean on me when I'm not strong, when I need a friend, because I'm getting shamed online because a TikToker said I cheated on you and somebody to carry on. Okay, here's the next clip.
Has this experience made you two stronger as a couple?
I think so, especially today has been our first like full day together since everything, and we've just been in a car. And yeah, I mean, we've had like probably the deepest, most like some of the most meaningful conversations that we've ever had, and we've had a lot of conversations. So like today we really touched like, you know, new levels of the relationship, and you know, just really worked at communication, and just I think the biggest thing I think we both learned was like every time we've ever had like an issue or like insecurity or a struggle in our relationship, it's been from an external factor. It's
so good for them. They're just doing the right thing. They're dealing with the adversity as it comes, and you hate to see it, but you love to see that it's not dividing them, kind of like a Matt James, Rachel Kirk Connell scenario where they're overcoming their differences. When to become one. All right, so I've got my Dave Neal show. I'll be covering for the next 2 months the Amber Heard Johnny Depp defamation trial. It's fascinating, trust me, and it's got nothing to do with Bachelor Nation. If you want to check that out, go to Dave Neal's show on YouTube, and I'm going to be covering it almost every day, all the updates that you need. And also, like I said before, join me on Patreon if you want private membership only content. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you for the next episode right after this. Bye now.